Hi, and welcome to Healy Fit with your instructor, Jen. For more, don't forget to subscribe, click like, or select notifications. Today, I have a yoga practice for you that will be gentle in intensity and will focus on shoulder stretches. When you're ready, come on down to your mat and take a child's pose position. Hips sitting back to heels, knees folded, chest resting on the thighs, forehead towards the mat as the arms stretch forward. Take a few long, slow, deep breaths here, feeling the lungs expand along the back. And then go ahead, shift over to your right side, elbow bent, hand kind of behind the head or in between the shoulder blades or somewhere in between. Feel the stretch along the back of the arm into the triceps. Inhale, transition, reach through, stretching along the back body into the shoulder and upper back. Good, so that right arm is reaching through the left arm and left leg. Then go ahead, take the left arm around the back, placing it onto the hip, mid-back, or maybe beyond. Open up through the chest. As you come back up, let's switch sides. Left elbow bent, left hand back of head, neck, or between the shoulders. Press lightly along the elbow line, feeling the stretch into the back of the arm through the triceps. Gently inhale, reach through, shifting your body over, looking under the arm as you stretch the shoulder into the upper back. Option right arm around the back, onto the hip, mid-back, or reaching all the way down to your right hip. Open up along the chest and front deltoid. As you release, coming back forward, let's take a kneeling or seated position, hero's pose, and roll through the shoulders. Good, let's take those shoulder rolls forward. Good, then reach both arms around to the front, open along the back, and then lift up. Good, so palms pressed forward, fingers pulled lightly back to stretch along the wrist, going from a seated or kneeling cat to cow. Good, so feel the stretch along the upper back, now down into the mid-back as you bring your chin to your chest. And then open, elbows back into cactus, come up into kneeling. If you are down, let the head, neck, and shoulders kind of fall back a little bit into a light backward bend. Let's go ahead, take the left arm up as the right hand rests onto the hip or low back. Reaching into that arc. And then let's go to the other side. Good, right arm up, left hand supporting that backward bend. Good, now anytime you go into a backward bend, belly braced, navel towards spine. Let's come into our cat to cow. So from all fours, press against the mat with the inner knuckles. Spread the fingers out nice and wide, and then arch up into the back, and then bring it down, lifting the rib cage from the hips into cow pose. Feels so good. Let's keep going. Good, feel that stretch all the way along the back body, all the way along the front. Let's take it into tabletop. Bring the left foot forward, right knee behind the hip, and then let's just go forward and back a few times. So coming into that kneeling lunge, and then kneeling pyramid pose. Good, so you feel the stretch along the hip flexor, back leg, and then you feel the stretch along the hamstring, front leg. Good, continue to shift forward and back. Good, let's hold this one here. Left hand to the inner thigh, light push away. Good, focus on sinking the hip towards the mat on that back leg. Now let's peel the right hand up from the floor, reaching it up to the sky, another light backward bend. This is going to open up that hip flexor a little bit more. You'll feel the stretch in the hip crease all the way down along the top of the thigh in your back leg. Left hand reaches back as the right hand comes to the left thigh. Open, open, open along the chest. And maybe bring that hand around the back as you look over the shoulder, stretching through the deltoid and chest. Awesome. Back forward, lift the toes, sink the chest. Maybe take that left hand around the front foot, stretching heel to hip in your pyramid pose. As you release, let's come back into all fours and go right back into our cat to cow. So Marjaryasana into your Bittilasana. Feel the stretch, back, body, and front. So really curve all the way from the tailbone to the crown of the head, and then really curve all the way from the pelvis up to the forehead. Fantastic. As you take it back into tabletop, your right foot steps forward. Walk the hands in front of the toes, shift the back left hip towards the mat, and then open up into your kneeling pyramid. Good, so that shift forward and back to begin, easing into the stretches, both top of the back leg and back of the front leg. Excellent. Let's hold the next one forward. Keeping the left hand down to the mat, you can bring your right hand up to your inner thigh, light press away. Look down for a little bit more balance and stability, or look up and over. Good. Now slowly push into that top leg, left hand to sky, light backward bend as you open up a little bit more into that hip crease on the left side. Okay, now let's open up the thoracic, the mid-back with a little twist. Left hand to right thigh, right hand to the back of the room. Maybe the right hand comes around the back, reaching to the hip, mid-back, or maybe all the way to the left thigh. Bringing it back forward, unfold the front knee. Hands down to the floor or wrapped around the toes. Feel that stretch all the way from the heel up to your tailbone. Lift the hips like you're trying to lift the sits bones towards the sky. All right, let's come all the way down. Readjust onto your mat as needed. Hips towards the middle, arms to the sky. Exhale, sweep forward, reaching to your toes. Good. In this forward fold position, try to unfold the knees best you can. Feel that stretch all the way from heels to hips. And then focus along the shoulder line. So we really want to feel that stretch into the shoulders. Can you kind of melt them down away from your ears and spread them out across the back as well? Good. Bringing it up. Left elbow, right knee bent. Pressing the left elbow against the right knee, turning to look over the back right shoulder. Now really open up across the chest. And then really stretch. Awesome. Bringing it back into the front. Let's grab hold of that right foot, right knee, and rock the baby. This is a great stretch across the hip. Good. Into the glutes. Maybe even feeling this one in the lower back, depending on where your tightness resides. We're going to let that right leg rest onto the thigh. If it's too much for you, bring the foot to the inner thigh instead. And then let's just focus left side this time. So reach your hands out towards your toes. You'll also feel this outer thigh into the hip and glute on the right side. Spread your shoulders across your back. Awesome. As you release, shake it out a little bit. And then let's go to the left leg. Good, bringing it across. Right elbow to left knee, turning to look over the back left shoulder. Awesome. Exhale back into front. Let's grab hold of the knee and foot, or wrap the elbows around the knee and foot, rocking your baby side to side, feeling that stretch into the hip, outer thigh, and glutes. Let's release the leg. Reach out to the right side. Lengthen from heel to hip. Fantastic. As you bring it up, let's come into Baddha Konasana, our bound angle position. Hands around the toes or ankles or just above. Allow the knees to kind of rest down towards the mat as you lean back. So we want to balance out the forward folding with a backward lean. Chin is up, shoulders pulled down and back, chest is open as you lean back, light brace into the belly. Maybe light push of the tongue to the roof of the mouth to reduce strain on the neck as you lean back. Coming back forward, release. Coming down to the elbows, let's go into another backward bend in your fish pose. Leaning the head back as far as feels good for you, opening along the throat. Chin is elevated from chest, chest is open, shoulders pulled across the front of the body to lengthen through the collarbone. Beautiful. Let's slowly rise up onto our back. Draw one knee into you and gently circle the knee, stretching along the hip. Good, let's bring those knee circles the other way. And then we're going to bring the right leg across the left, looking out over the right shoulder. Good, so we feel that stretch all the way from the front shoulder into the chest, across the obliques, down to the hip and outer thigh. Bringing it in through center. Left leg gets its turn. Circle the knee around. Go ahead, stretching into the back. Checking in with your hips. Let's take that left leg across the right, looking out over your left shoulder. Good, now really open into the shoulder. Feel the stretch into the chest and deltoid, front of the body. Awesome, let's bring it all the way back up. Coming into whatever seated position suits you best. Arms all the way outstretched up to the sky. Take one wrist at a time. Lengthen all the way from your wrist to your shoulders, from your shoulders down to your hips. Then let's open up across the shoulders into the back. Go ahead, scoop the belly in and then open, open, open into that chest stretch. Placing your hands into your lap, circle through the neck. Go ahead, allow the shoulders to melt towards the mat. Let's take those neck circles the other direction. Awesome. Hold the head over to your left side, right hand to shoulder. Good. Feel that stretch all the way along the outer edge of the neck into the top of the deltoid. Bringing the chin to the chest, pull the chin downward, press the head against the hands, arc through the back of the neck. Good, feeling this one into the upper shoulders, and then bring it over to your right side. Left shoulder drops down as you lengthen the right edge of the neck into the top of the deltoid. Awesome, back in through center. Hands resting on both shoulders, roll them up, back and down as you lean. Go ahead, chin up to the sky. Good, then bringing the head back into neutral. Let's do some shoulder circles. And then bring those shoulder circles around to the front. Fantastic. Reach the arms all the way out to each side of the room and envelop yourself in a well-deserved hug. That's all for us today. Namaste. Take care, be well, and I'll see you next time. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to let me know you want more videos like this one. And remember, you can always follow me on social at HealyFit as well. Thanks again. Take care, be well, and we'll see you next time.